Michelle Kwan is one of the greatest figure skaters ever, but her life reaches far beyond the ice. Since retiring, her path has taken some unexpected turns. When Michelle Kwan's father first moved to the United States, he wasn't always treated well. Speaking to People, Michelle described the icy welcome her father received when he arrived in a country often described as a nation of immigrants. Strangers hurled racial slurs at him, and passers-by would yell, "Go back where you came from." According to Michelle, some experiences were tough to talk about and really hard and awful to hear sometimes. To help combat racism and inequality, Michelle decided to host Recipe for Change. The 2021 YouTube original featured famous chefs, athletes, and celebrities, celebrating cultures across Asia and the Pacific Islands. The idea was to share recipes to blend storytelling with cultural exchange. In the same conversation with People, Michelle reflected on ways to push back against prejudice and racism. She said, "How do we address these issues? How do we talk about it? First, it's through food, because food is always great to bring people together."
Yeah, thanks for being our ally tonight.
Of course.
The women's figure skating competition at the 1998 Nagano Winter Olympic Games was fierce. Both 15-year-old Tara Lipinski and 18-year-old Michelle Kwan were favored for the gold medal, with many assuming the older and more mature Kwan would edge out her energetic rival. While both women performed their routines nearly flawlessly, Lipinski ended up winning the gold medal with a technically more difficult routine. The news surprised many, especially as Kwan had just enjoyed an incredibly successful run at that year's national championships, where she took home the top honor and earned multiple perfect 6.0 scores. But according to many spectators, Lipinski just came out on top. As Washington Post reporter and longtime figure skating fan Robert Samuels told Deadspin, Lipinski just had a different energy to her that night. As he put it, "We could see that actually she kind of did deserve to win. She was freer and better." Kwan's coach, Frank Carroll, reportedly agreed. According to sports journalist Christine Brennan, Carroll reportedly told Kwan backstage after the event, "You skated very well, but Tara Lipinski skated better. Tara deserved to win this Olympic gold medal." Michelle Kwan enjoyed a truly prolific and successful career as a figure skater, but Olympic gold would elude her for the rest of her career. But Kwan doesn't look back on the experience with negativity. As she pointed out to Forbes in 2017, she was able to enjoy a long skating career that even her once rival Tara Lipinski didn't get to have, as Lipinski retired from Olympic-level competition shortly after the 1998 Games. Kwan admitted to Forbes that as a child, she kept a Nagano Olympic sticker on her bed in the years leading up to the Games to motivate herself.
My biggest dream was to represent the country and go to the Olympics.
Even though she didn't earn the top win that night, she learned a lot, and a silver medal is still an incredible achievement. In her interview with Forbes, she said, "You dream of winning, right? You don't dream of winning the silver medal, but it is still a dream come true where you work so hard, you train, because you went out there in the Olympics and skated your heart out." In 2006, Michelle Kwan was gearing up to compete in her third Winter Olympics when an injury forced her to make the excruciating decision to drop out of the Games. The news was particularly painful for Kwan to announce, as she had only been added to the 2006 Olympic team mere weeks before.
First day of practice, you want to just take the time, get used to the facility, get used to your new environment, and hopefully there is no lingering effects from her injury.
As People magazine reported at the time, an older groin injury almost kept her out of the Games, and a second, newer injury forced Kwan to sideline herself completely. In a tearful press conference, Kwan explained her decision to leave. She admitted, "Taking myself off the team is the most difficult decision I've ever had to make, but it's the right decision." After being pressed for more, Kwan added that her pain wasn't limited to just physical injury.
It's physical pain that is keeping me from performing and skating, but it's also emotional as well.
And just like that, the stunning career of a powerful figure skater came to an end. As Kwan pointed out, her own feelings about the Games were part of the reason she knew competing in 2006 wasn't for her.
I respect the Olympics too much to compete, and I don't feel that I can be at my best.
Michelle Kwan may have dedicated years to becoming an Olympian, but that didn't mean she had reached the end of her ambitions. The figure skating medalist also dreamed of a future off the ice, one that included having children of her own. Although she initially hoped that starting a family would be easy, Michelle eventually faced a difficult medical reality. She would need to navigate fertility clinics and undergo treatments. In a later Instagram post, she reflected, "There were moments of frustration over how little I could control, a humbling reminder that fertility is something none of us can fully predict." As Michelle experienced the emotional ups and downs of the process, she relied on her loved ones and was grateful for their support. As she noted, I'm endlessly thankful for my love, who I'm so lucky to share my life with, my family, who I would not be here without, and the incredible doctors and support team. Though these fertility challenges were difficult, Michelle persevered. In January 2022, Michelle Kwan surprised many by revealing she had become a mother for the first time at the age of 41. Kwan had never told anyone publicly that she was expecting a baby or trying to become pregnant, but she explained that her own private nature was part of the reason why. As Kwan wrote on Instagram, "As people closest to me know, I'm always full of surprises and tend to keep my personal life private. And I've wanted to share this happy news for many months, but each milestone seemed to be exciting and daunting at the same time." Kwan also admitted that, like many women, she struggled to become pregnant and to deliver her child. While Kwan didn't share much about her own journey to parenthood, she shared just enough to show her excitement while demonstrating great empathy for other women who have struggled to conceive in any way. After the birth of her first daughter, Callista Bell Kwan, in 2022, Michelle hoped to expand her family once again. In December 2025, she welcomed a second daughter, Della Rose Kwan. Della Rose's birth transformed the Kwan family, making Callista a big sister. Michelle wrote in an Instagram caption, "My heart doubled in an instant the moment I held her in my arms, and watching my daughter walk into the hospital to meet her baby sister brought tears to my eyes." Because Michelle is known as one of the top athletes of her generation, it would be easy to assume her pregnancy was effortless. In the same Instagram post, she also acknowledged the intense physical challenges of carrying her daughters. "As an Olympian, I've pushed my body to its limits and been amazed by its strength, but carrying another life has left me in even greater awe." She also acknowledged the more than 10 years of dedication that made her family possible, gushing, "After more than a decade of hoping, I still can't quite believe this moment is real." Just because Michelle Kwan has shifted her focus toward family doesn't mean she's forgotten ice skating. Her passion for the sport remains strong, and she hopes to share it with her 2 daughters. In 2025, Michelle took to Instagram to post a video of Callista skating across the ice rink with ease, writing, "We officially have an ice skater. My daughter took her first real steps." The Olympian praised Callista for her natural talent, noting that she started skating even earlier than her mother. 2 years earlier than me, Michelle revealed. The post received widespread support from fans and friends. Several Olympic-level skaters expressed their admiration for young Callista, with Apollo Ono posting heart emojis and Tara Lipinski leaving a heart-eyed emoji. While Michelle Kwan's life has been full of success, it has also included significant losses. One of the hardest was the 2024 death of her longtime skating coach and mentor, Frank Carroll. Michelle considered Frank one of the most important people in her life because he always supported her, both personally and professionally. In a caption for an Instagram slideshow of his best moments, Michelle wrote, "Frank was everything I could have hoped for in a coach and more. A rock-solid supporter. Seriously, he never missed a lesson. A fountain of knowledge on and off the ice, and a dear friend."
We used to do this and see whose hand was shaking.
One of the things Michelle admired most about Frank was how he faced challenges. If a skater had trouble learning a new skill, Frank never shamed them. Instead, he kept things light so no one felt bad. As Michelle wrote on Instagram, Frank's sense of humor was a gift, especially on those tough lesson days when things just wouldn't click. His parting words, "I've done my duty for God and my country," followed by a dramatic exit as he skated away, never failed to make us all laugh. After withdrawing from the 2006 Olympic Games, Michelle Kwan found herself at a crossroads and decided to do something about it. She enrolled in classes at the University of Denver that year, majoring in international studies at the Joseph Corbel School of International Studies and minoring in political science. The decision revealed a different political side of Kwan that many might not have suspected was there. Personally, enrolling at the university provided Kwan with her first in-person school experience since middle school. As she told the University of Denver magazine, joining students in person was revelatory. She explained, "From 7th grade on, I had tutors while I was training and competing, and it was a big transition to go from full-time skating to full-time student." Earning her degree in international studies changed the trajectory of Kwan's life completely. While still in school, former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice made Kwan the first ever U.S. public diplomacy envoy, which allowed the former skater to travel around the world and promote multiculturalism with the youth she met along the way. As Kwan revealed, she soon found a new life path, saying, "I discovered that diplomacy, finding common ground, helping people and countries come together, was a real interest for me." Michelle Kwan's academic journey didn't end with her 2009 graduation from the University of Denver. In 2010, she was accepted to a graduate-level program at Tufts University, where she began studying at the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy. Condoleezza Rice asked if Kwan would continue her role with the department while in graduate school, and Kwan was only too happy to accept. After graduating in 2011, Kwan moved to Washington, D.C. and took a job as an advisor at the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs. She enjoyed the job tremendously, telling U.S. Figure Skating, "It was exciting to be in a position to develop innovative policy for public engagement to enhance public affairs on key priorities across the department." The years that followed Michelle Kwan's graduation from Tufts University were jam-packed with both personal and professional life events. In 2013, she married Clay Pell, a politician from Arizona who had worked at the U.S. Department of Education. Pell proposed to Kwan in Rhode Island, and she was thrilled. She told People at the time, "It was a simple decision and it made sense. That's what's so exciting to me. We are working together as a team, like in pair skating." The pair married the following year. Things between the two seemed perfect, which made Pell's 2017 announcement that the two were divorcing very surprising, even to Kwan herself, who reportedly found out about the divorce on Twitter, like everyone else did. Pell filed for divorce in March 2017 without apparently consulting Kwan at all, issuing this announcement: "It is with deep regret that I share that Michelle and my marriage is coming to an end. This is a sad and difficult turn of events for our family. I love Michelle and wish her the very best as her life takes her in a new direction." In the years that followed, Pell married his high school girlfriend, while Kwan kept her personal life out of the media entirely. Despite that personal setback, Michelle Kwan kept herself focused. In 2016, she joined Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign as a surrogate outreach coordinator. As reported by NBC, her primary role was working with celebrity and politician endorsers, which meant Kwan spent a lot of time coordinating with managers and agents to get support for Clinton's run.
What have you done before you worked in the Clinton campaign? Anything of note?
I used to twirl. I used to do triple sow cows.
Kwan told U.S. Figure Skating that working on the campaign was an honor, despite Clinton's eventual loss. As she explained, "I had the opportunity to work with her firsthand and wanted to jump in on the campaign trail to help get the first female president elected." Kwan spent time on the campaign trail visiting college campuses, speaking about Clinton's plans to make a college education easier to afford. While her candidate ultimately didn't win, Kwan clearly gained invaluable experience as a political actor. Following November 2016, she took time off to relax and reconnect with herself before returning to work. Kwan ended up becoming involved with another presidential campaign, working as a surrogate for Joe Biden in 2020. Michelle Kwan's decision to work on Joe Biden's 2020 presidential campaign paid off for her in a major way. Not only did her candidate of choice soundly win the election, he nominated her for a major role. In December 2021, President Biden revealed he had nominated Kwan as the brand new U.S. ambassador to Belize. Kwan tweeted her feelings about the nomination, writing, "I am honored to be nominated by President Biden to serve as ambassador to Belize, and if confirmed, I will be very proud to serve my country." Speaking to the Washington Post, Kwan said that she hoped to be confirmed for the role, telling the publication, "Belize is full of incredible history and culture and has been a tremendous partner to the United States." Kwan said she hoped to work closely with the government in Belize to address issues related to migration, the economy, and the pandemic.